and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're looking at a fascinating set of sources today. Ones that really put the tiny details of management right next to some, well, seriously high-stakes social drama.
Absolutely. It's quite a picture, isn't it? A small community, Ambridge, dealing with, routine business on one hand, sudden loss on the other, and then this incredibly fraught situation of welcoming someone controversial back.
Right. And our mission really is to unpack how these specific things, like we're talking duplicated pillowcase orders, awkward moments in the pub, how they show this complex friction. Professional politeness meeting, well, raw personal trauma.
Exactly. How civility just scrapes against history.
Okay, so let's start with the two worlds of Ambridge almost. First up, the professional track. We've got Oliver mentoring Zanab.
Yeah, and Oliver's quick to point out that management isn't all hobnobbing with guests and then G&Ts on the golf course. He's setting the bar for hard work pretty high.
And he's still dealing with the fallout from that flour and produce fiasco, right?
Yeah.
So Zanab walks straight into that lingering chaos.
She does. And her immediate tasks are pure admin. Collecting staff files, getting reports to head office pronto. Oliver's giving her very specific instructions too, like shifting residence dates, making sure birth dates are in the second column from the left on the personnel pages. Real detail.
So not exactly glamorous stuff.
Not at all, but this is where Zanab actually makes her mark almost immediately. Oliver gets her comparing the housekeeping stock take with inventory records.
Just routine checking, you'd think.
You'd think, but Zanab spots it, a really crucial error. A duplicated order for 6 dozen pillowcases, ordered once on February 19th, and then somehow ordered again just 5 days later on the 24th.
6 dozen. Twice. Wow. So her finding that's kind of her aha moment, proving her worth.
Absolutely. It highlights the value of being meticulous. That's the skill right there, catching the expensive slip-ups.
Okay, so Zanab's proving competent. But Oliver, we get a little glimpse of his own anxieties here too, don't we? Something about his birthday.
Yes, his upcoming 80th birthday. A 0 on the end, as Zanab puts it. And Oliver is quite insistent. The less said about that, the better.
Why? What's the worry?
It seems to be this fear of preconceptions. He's worried that hitting 80 means people will just assume it's time to, put me out to grass. Even leaders feel that pressure, that judgment based on age.
Interesting. And we should probably just quickly mention, Zanab did thank Oliver for backing her up previously, right?
Yeah.
With her complaint about Lauren, what was his name? The golf club.
Right. And the Borsich Golf Association actually acted on it, which is significant. Shows a bit of professional solidarity there, which can be rare.
Okay, so you have this world of admin, inventory checks, quiet anxieties about age.
And then boom, the focus shifts completely. Village life interrupts with, stark reality.
Yeah, the news about Mulligan from Medaf Farm.
It's just dropped into the conversation. He died, found face down in the milking parlor yesterday.
It's shocking, but what's maybe more telling is the reaction, or lack of it.
Exactly. The tragedy is immediate, but the sources point out that actually people barely knew him. Tracy admits she hardly exchanged 2 words with him, didn't even know his first name.
So it's that strange small town thing. Proximity doesn't equal connection. His death sort of highlights his anonymity in a way.
A very sad, anonymous loss, which contrasts sharply with the very public return we see next.
Right. The arrival of George Grundy. This really sets up the core tension for this whole deep dive.
The scene is the Bull, George's first proper public outing since his release, and he's with Clary and Eddie.
And the tension is just radiating off him, isn't it? Clary mentions he was sweating like mad in the van on the way there.
He was, but he tries to cover it with this performative confidence, insisting I'm back, ordering a proper drink, and then that really awkward, slightly menacing comment when Jolene offers to help him carry the drink.
Oh yeah, asking if she thinks he's going to glass someone.
Exactly. It's just pure bluster covering up raw nerves, trying way too hard to seem unfazed.
And even the simple act of ordering food feels loaded.
Introducing the Archer's mug, where elegance meets everyday comfort. Crafted from premium white ceramic, designed with vibrant peekaboo colors inside, simple, modern, and stylish. Start your day the Archer's way, with warmth, familiarity, and the comfort of voices you've come to love. As the stories unfold on the Archers, let this mug become part of your daily ritual, a small reminder of life in Ambridge. Practical for every home, dishwasher and microwave safe. Available in 2 sizes, 11 ounces and 15 ounces, designed to fit your lifestyle. Enjoy your favorite drink in a mug that connects you to Britain's most beloved countryside story, The Archers. For more information, and to order your very own The Archers mug, follow the link below, and make it part of your daily routine.
He goes for a sirloin, right, but then has to change it.
Yeah, sirloin's off. So he switches to a well-done ribeye. Eddie gets the pie, Clary orders the spicy chicken. Mundane choices, but every single interaction feels like it's under a microscope.
And Clary and Eddie are definitely trying to smooth things over. Clary tells Jolene he's just nervous.
And Jolene, playing the professional pub landlady, tries to calm him down. Tells him to relax, reassures him he won't find trouble in her place if he's not looking for it. A kind of plea for civility, really.
Which brings us squarely to Fallon. She's the one serving them. And given George's past, the whole thing with the baby and everything, this must be incredibly difficult for her.
It's the absolute crux of it. Her internal struggle versus her professional duty. She actually insists on serving the table herself, refuses to hide.
Why? What's her reasoning?
She says, quite clearly it's her job. She has to be polite. And she has this thought, like maybe she's served worse people than George Grundy without knowing anything about it, trying to rationalize it, perhaps.
But it's more complicated than just serving any difficult customer, because there's that other layer. The fact that George actually did them a good turn.
Exactly. Fallon acknowledges he helped by dubbing Mark in, which ironically might have delayed George's own release. So she's holding these two things. The deep trauma he caused and this debt for a favor done. It's an impossible balance.
And that balance is tested right there at the table when George tries to apologize.
Yeah, he mumbles something like, I'm sorry again for the baby and everything, just gets it out there.
And Fallon, how does she handle that?
She just shuts it down, completely professional, no emotion shown, just, we're fine, George. Thank you for what you did for Mom and Kenton. Enjoy your lunch. Crisp, polite, end of conversation.
Wow, using professionalism like a shield.
Totally. And for the Grundys, particularly Clary, this feels like success. She thinks it went okay, calls it a good start. They seem to take Fallon's civility as a sign the village might be ready to, move on.
But that optimism doesn't last long, does it? The sources reveal a pretty sharp anticlimax soon after.
Two kinds, really. First, the financial one. George tries to pay, wants to make it his treat. His card is refused. He doesn't have enough cash either. So Clary ends up having to scrape 50 pieces together just to cover the bill. The whole I'm back gesture just deflates completely.
Oh, that's awkward. Undercuts the whole moment.
Yeah.
But the bigger cost, the emotional one, that comes out later, after they've left.
Yes. Fallon finally talks to her mother, Jolene, and the professional mask comes off. She admits it was way harder than I expected.
And she uses that really vivid image.
Yeah, like stepping on a rake again, getting smashed in the face with it. It's brutal. It shows that politeness, the civility she showed, it didn't heal anything. It was just an act, and a painful one.
She even questions how much more she has to do. The sponsored swim, everything with Harrison. How many public acts are needed before she can feel past it?
And she's deeply skeptical about the village welcoming George back. She thinks Eddie and Clary are being a bit optimistic if they expect everyone to just kiss and make up.
She points out there's a lot of people out there who won't even be civil, suggesting her own civility was maybe an exception, not the rule to come.
It really drives home the point that forcing civility in a public space doesn't magically resolve private trauma. The timeline for healing belongs to the person hurt, not the community around them.
Absolutely. So this deep dive, it really highlights that contrast, doesn't it? High drama, intense personal feelings, but they often hinge on these almost mundane logistical details like a missed pillowcase order, who sits where, or a declined bank card.
Precisely. While the emotional healing, that's a completely separate, much messier process. Fallon managed the professional interaction. She even acknowledged George's one good turn.
But the pain is still raw.
Completely. Which brings up that difficult question. How long does the credit for one good deed last when it's weighed against such profound ongoing pain? That scale gets reset every single day by these small, unavoidable interactions.
It does. So maybe the thought to leave you with today is this. We've seen how much it can cost someone, like Fallon, to maintain that professional civility when working and living alongside the source of their trauma.
Yeah.
If that were you, how would you navigate that? How do you balance the public need to be fine with the private need to actually heal and protect yourself? Something to think about.
So what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the archers. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the ball bar. That's.
This one.
Yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever